Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Time to talk about one of those new Creed releases that have come out here recently, Centaurus. And it's a little bit pricey. So I'm wearing my BMW shirt since those are also a little bit pricey. So this little guy right here, this 100 ml size bottle, that is gonna run you at full retail $545 US. Yeah, Creed fragrances, they're pricey and they somehow keep getting pricier. I feel like in a year or two, they're gonna be like $600 for a 100 ml size bottle. But for now, you can get it below $550. By $5. I did not buy my bottle at full retail. No, sir. I wasn't gonna do that. So I waited for it to hit discounters, which it has done, but it's still costly. Yeah. How much costly is it to be? 315 bucks. Yeah, $315. That is the price at Fragrance Buy. That's where I got my bottle. So, you know, multiply that by 2 since there were 2 new fragrances. And that's $630, which to be fair, is less than basically $1,100. Because yeah, I also got Delphinus, but I'm gonna talk about that in a different video, go away. So still really expensive, still a punch to the wallet and the nuts, but it's $230 saved per bottle. And I'll have both of these links, Centaurus and Delphinus, to Fragrance Buy in the description in case you wanna check them out there. So expensive, dude. It's just, oh. Tax write-off. There is so much to talk about, guys. There is so much. Let's go ahead and get started by just taking a look at this presentation and we can start digging in. First off, le box. Pretty plain, honestly, for a fragrance of this cost. Now, I know that Creed has a style, right? And they're gonna keep to the style. But for 550 bucks, basically, full retail, on the front, you have the name of the house, name of the fragrance, you have the size, the house established in 1760, it says. Let's not get into that. Feel free to look up The Ghost Perfumer by Gabe Oppenheim if you would like to. Little info on the side of the box, basically just telling you, hey, you can recycle this box. On the back, you have some information on the fragrance here. Essentially, it's saying that the essences and the tinctures of the flowers, wood, spices, etc. are hand-selected and chosen each year by the perfumers of the House of Creed. Basically, it just says how prestigious they are, how they are very high-end, and how you can't afford them. That's what it says on the back there. Also, eau de parfum on the bottom, it says that. And then on the bottom of the box itself, we got a little sticker there with the name of the fragrance, concentration, all that, and your badge code as well, F002695. And here we have the bottle. Now, it feels good in the hand. You know, it's got a good heft to it. I think it looks nice. I like the coloration going on there. You have the name of the fragrance on the front of the bottle, the Creed logo, the Creed name, all in the front. A bunch of information on the bottom of the bottle, including your lot, that F002695. You have the Creed logo on top of the cap, which is nice and heavy, clicks into place. And while the box is pretty nondescript, I actually like the look of the bottle quite a lot. Your typical Creed style in terms of how it comes across, but the coloration is nice. It looks clean, looks classy. Let's go ahead and do a couple sprays. Here we go. Nice atomizer. All right, I said we were gonna dig into it. Where'd it go? I said we were gonna dig into it. Let's start digging. With Creed, there's always gonna be a little controversy with any release that they do. When it pops out, you're gonna get a lot of people that automatically hate it because it's Creed. You're also gonna get some people that automatically love it because it's Creed. Oh wait, I forgot to show you guys this. I can't believe I forgot it. It does have the thingy. You know, the little paper, the little thingy. 1760, in London, James Henry Creed founded the House of Creed, whose craftsmanship and creativity fast became a favorite with the court of England. Yeah, so reading materials. Anyway, yes, they're gonna be divisive. You're gonna have some people that hate on them, some people that love them, and I completely understand, you know, both sides there. I'm gonna try to be unbiased here. Actually, let's just go ahead and start talking the smell, and we can maybe talk about some other things as we go along. I actually love the way that this opens. Really, really pleasant. and it's addictive. It's one of those scents that you keep wanting to wear over and over and over again. Now, I'm gonna tell you right off the rip here, is it worth $545 full retail? In my opinion, no, of course not. That's ridiculous. It's an absurd price. I don't even wanna know what the markup is. Like, it might make me puke. Like, oh yeah, that cost us, you know, this much, and we sell it for that much. Not even here, but like, I don't wanna know. Ignorance is bliss. So just getting that out right away. Is it worth $545? No. Is it worth $315? I mean, there's a lot you can buy for $315, especially if you're shopping at this Centaurus, right? But I will say that's a better price than $545, so there is that. But anyway, back into the smell. Opens up spicy, sweet, warm, almost sparkly. It has that effervescent kind of opening to it. It does smell of good quality to me. I know some people have said, oh, it smells like a designer. It smells like it should cost 50 bucks. I don't think so. You can't point to a single designer fragrance on the market that has this type of scent profile to it, the way that it comes across. Now, the type of fragrance that it is not something that's never been done. That's for sure. I mean, it is at the end of the day, kind of a sweet, spicy, ambery scent profile. That's not anything crazy. That's not anything groundbreaking. And for a lot of people, that is going to be kind of a disappointment in the sense that a lot of Creed's fragrances that came out in the past were kind of trendsetters, or if they didn't set a trend, they did do something a little bit unique. That being said, let's not pretend that they were always doing that, because they do have fragrances like Himalaya that smells similar to XS, Original Vetiver, which smells similar to Mugler Cologne, Original Santal, which smells similar to Job Homme. So this is to say that even though they do have some fragrances that were cutting edge or trying to do things kind of differently, they have also been known to dabble in coming out with stuff that's similar to things that already existed, and sometimes coming out with things that smell similar to designer fragrances that already exist. Keep getting sidetracked, this happens with Creed. Anyway, opens up very sweet, warm, spicy, ambery, good amount of cinnamon in there. Not aggressive in the way that it hits your nose. It's not like potentially abrasive, not off-putting. So it does have some semblance of designer sensibilities to it, in the sense that it's made to be worn and worn with some consistency. It's not one of those fragrances that you would say, oh, this is special occasions only, right? You also have a good dose of cardamom in there, mixing together with a sweet tobacco leaf, again, in the opening. I actually really, really like this one. And it pushes really well. Right off the top when you spray it on, nice projection, which frankly, it has to have. At this price point, this style of fragrance, if it didn't project really strongly, at that point, you should never buy it, period, ever. But thankfully, it does project well, and it's one that you can easily pick up throughout the day. So in wearing this one, I caught whiffs of it all day. Like I said, projected really well, lasts a long time. We're kind of skipping around. I know I usually talk performance toward the end of the video, but it's solid. As it dries down, you get some faint florals, but they kind of work underneath this ambery vanilla base. It's got a nice resinous feel to it as well, which gives it a very faint edge. You know, it gives it like a touch of a balsamic vibe at different times, but it maintains its wearability from the opening into the mid, into the dry down. You have a little bit of woodiness that comes out as well, a touch of creamy sandalwood. So there's a lot going on. And it does remind me vaguely in style to this Boundless from Amouage. But I will say, side by side, they're not super close. Between the two, this one, Centaurus, comes across to me sweeter. Boundless, definitely a little more bold, a little more out there, in the sense that it does come across, if you want to say it this way, a little more niche. So for some people, that's going to be better. They're going to be looking for something that's, you know, setting them apart. And for other people, it's not going to be as nice, because this one, to me, is a little more versatile, a little more wearable day to day. And there's some differences just in how it comes across in the opening, in the mid, and the dry down. Boundless has a pretty good pop of ginger off the top, It's got a very biting ginger that mixes together with cardamom when you first spray this one on. Whereas Centaurus is gonna hit you with that warm, sweet cinnamon mixing together with, frankly, kind of a sweet cardamom and then a bit of black pepper as well. You get incense, you get guaiac wood coming out in Boundless, which is gonna give it more of a smoky aspect to the tobacco that's in here, and the tobacco leaf in Centaurus is more, again, on that sweet tobacco leaf side of things. So while they're kind of in the same style, they are quite different in how they approach that style. I just wanted to bring Boundless up because the first time I sprayed this on, that's what I thought of. Kind of popped in my mind. I was like, oh, this is like Boundless. But then doing a side by side, they are pretty different. And since I talked a little bit about, you know, this one's more versatile, this and that, in case it's not obvious already, this is more of a fall, winter time sort of fragrance. And for me, it'd be daytime or evening use, either one. It's not so heavy or dense that you couldn't pull it off during the day, especially as it starts to cool down outside. That being said, in general, most people probably would think of this more as an evening fragrance, but I'm gonna wear it, you know, either way, day or night. And it would be a pretty good date night fragrance. I wouldn't go crazy heavy with it, but with the kind of sweet, addictive scent profile this has, it would be good in those situations. Now, when I talked about this one first, when it was first announced, I did a This Week in Fragrance video and talked about this, like the note breakdown and everything. And I said at the time, you know, it's something that Creed doesn't really have a lot of. Fall, winter time fragrances, right? When you think about Creed, most of the stuff that they've put out is either year-round or more spring-summer. Green Irish Tweed, Silver Mountain Water, Arolfa, Millesime Imperial, like all these fragrances are more spring-summer. They don't have a whole lot of fall-winter stuff, at least as far as their main line is concerned, you know, the stuff that people are typically checking for. So I said at the time it makes a lot of sense. And looking at the note breakdown, I said that it looked a little bit like they were taking a page from Parfums de Marly, going, you know, let's give them something a little sweet, something with these notes that we know are tried, tested, and true that work together really well, and kind of walk that line between niche and designer, which is what PDM does so well, which is why a lot of people love PDM and also why a lot of people hate PDM. You know, it depends on which side you fall on. Some people are gonna be like, oh, that's trash. Other people are gonna be like, I love it. And I think to an extent that's, you know, kind of what they're doing here. It doesn't smell like any Parfums de Marly, but it does have that sort of walking that line between niche quality with designer sensibilities. And so that's gonna get it some detractors and also some people that love it. And I'm both of those with this one. So I think the price is absurd. I think the price is ridiculous. Even at 315 bones, there's a lot of stuff I would get instead. If I were just like getting it for my own wearing, like there was no channel, nothing like that, I'd probably scoop up some other stuff. That being said, do I like how it smells? Yeah, I like how it smells a lot. I like the sweetness in here. I like the spiciness. I enjoy the tobacco. It is not anything crazy new. Like I said, a little similar to Boundless, and maybe you could find some other things out there that it reminds you of in the way that the vanilla amber comes across here, but it's super pleasant, super pleasant. The performance for me, just right. Strong enough that you can easily catch whiffs, not so strong that it overpowers you. Box is lame, bottle looks good. So yeah, kind of split down the middle. Love how it smells. Think it's really overpriced. And at the same time, not really anything new, kind of follows the trends a little bit. And so for people who were really looking for Creed to like do something way out of the box, they're probably gonna be disappointed. I'll tell you what, off a tester strip, that smells nice. It's got way more of like a almost dried fruity scent profile to it. You get a little bit of that off the skin as well. In the top, you get like a little bit of a dried fruit kind of sweetness that carries through into the mid a little, even though it's not a note in the note breakdown. But off a strip, it comes across more strongly. I like that. So that's Centaurus. If you have a store nearby where you can sample this, do that before you buy it. I don't. There's nowhere near me that carries Creed. But if you have one nearby, you know, a store of any sort that carries it, stop in, wear it on your skin. Don't just accept one of these. That's not gonna get it done. Wear it on your skin, see how it works, and then you know what, wear it again. And if you really enjoy that scent profile, you know, scoop it up at that point. Of course, you can save, like I said, some money online. That's why I did 230 bucks. I'm assuming it'll go down as time goes on, but Creeds are always expensive nowadays, so it's not gonna go down to the point that it's like actually affordable. Love the smell, hate the price. I'm not disappointed because this is actually exactly what I expected. I did not expect anything that was gonna be crazy pushing the boundaries. I expected Creed to say, hey, you know what PDM is doing, making money, making this type of fragrance? What if we did that? But we, you know, didn't copy them. We made our own kind of thing, but we also were doing that thing. And that's the thing that they're doing, the thing. I expected the thing. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.